Unafraid show, right or wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Your boy got caught with the flu. I told you guys about Disneyland. Well, that was a week ago. Last Tuesday. And then I thought I got hit by a Disneyland bus, but it wasn't. I got hit with the flu. Man, boy, the flu almost took me out. Thought it was going to take me out. But it's very interesting, though, because I ended up having to go to the doctor, ended up having to get medicine, Tamiflu, all of this stuff. And the crazy part about it is that the whole time I'm sitting in the bed, laying in the bed, got a fever, sweating, all this stuff. Everything in life kept on moving. And I'm your fearless leader, your man that's here to help you out, show you the truth, the way, and the light. George Reister here. We're here every day, barring some sort of attack from the enemy, trying to keep us down the way you don't get to hear the truth. Because people try to tell you the truth other places, but here is where you get it. Today up for you guys, we have the Grammys. Grammys ratings were down. People are saying, oh, it's because of politics again. I keep telling people, stop talking about sports and politics, all of this stuff. Yeah, I got words for you. It wasn't because of that. It was because it was a snoozer. The show was below average. That's why. Performances were bad. They were not anything special. That's why the ratings were down. We'll get into that. Michigan State, still in hot water about this Larry Nassar situation. Mark Emmert at the NCAA. He supposedly got all these emails and supposedly knew, and now they're launching an investigation. Utter BS, dude. BS. And I'm going to tell you, Larry Nassar's the one going to jail, but he shouldn't be the only one going to jail. We'll talk about that. Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens didn't get in the Hall of Fame. Notice the story from last week, but I missed it, and I'm still burning on it, and I know you still care too. And with the NBA, Isaiah Thomas is what's wrong with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Little short man that came in there and destroyed everything. Thinks he should be the big dog. No, man, you're not. You're 5'8", dude. I know you want to be the star of the show, but you can't be because you're too little. Some battles you lost in the womb. Sorry. I know we live in you can be anything you want to be society. Yes, you're an NBA player, but you can't be the greatest of all time at 5'8". Can't be the greatest player in the league at 5'8". It's just not happening. You know, some battles you lost in the womb. But where we're going to get started at is we're going to get started with the Grammys, first of all. The Grammys. Because last night I'm sitting there watching the Grammys, and I am completely underwhelmed. Completely underwhelmed. I mean, I felt like I wasted 2.5 hours, 3 hours of my time watching it just to see Cardi B and Bruno Mars, which I do like. I like Finesse better with Cardi B on it than Finesse all by itself. But that's a whole different story. You guys make sure you guys send in your comments. We will get to those as well. So the reason, so Grammy ratings came out. They're about like 17.3, 17.4. And I hear people on here talking about, oh, it's because of politics. Keep politics out of it and out of sports, and people will watch. That's utter garbage, dude. Utter garbage. When you look at the Grammys ratings for previous years, mind you, this is the Grammys. There are always political statements being made about everything. Whether it's wars, whether it's the president, whatever it is, no matter who it is, people are always making statements. Last year, Grammy ratings, 26 million viewers. 2016, 25 million viewers. 2015, 25. 2014, 28. 2013, 28. 2012, 39 million viewers. If you put on a good show, people will watch. And last night, they didn't do that. They didn't do it, so people didn't watch. And I find it interesting because I know that it's funny because I'm going to get called the left-wing liberal right now for what I'm getting ready to say. Because it is the people on the other side who are making this a political issue saying, oh yeah, the ratings were down because of politics. No, the show just sucked. Because here is the thing, is that if you have a problem with the things that people are talking about out in the world right now that were talked about in the Grammys, sexual harassment, equality for all people, and suicide prevention. If you have a problem with all of those things, guess what? You need to check your heart. You have to check your own heart, because it's not that you don't like politics and things. It's that you don't like the cause, because the cause makes you face ugly truths and deal with history that's uncomfortable. That's the thing about it. It's not the fact that you hate politics in sports. It's not the fact that you hate it in your music, anything else. It's that you don't like the cause. It makes you uncomfortable. That's the gotcha right here. Because if I told you I'm taking a knee because we don't treat our veterans properly, because we don't employ them, we don't get them their benefits, we don't treat, they defend our country, and then they come back, they're dying on the street, mental health in shambles, and we're not doing a proper job, so I'm wearing black at the Grammys, or wearing black at the Oscars, taking a knee on the field. Nobody would turn off the television, nobody would be upset. If I said, I want to stop foreign terrorism, I'm wearing red. I'm wearing a lapel on my pen. I'm wearing a pin on my lapel. I'm making sure we stop foreign terrorism. Everybody, okay, cool, no problem. No problem, buddy. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, but that's a political statement. It's the fact that you don't like the cause. That's the problem. Don't take our guns. I'm wearing a yellow pin because do not take our guns. Protect us. This is my Second Amendment right. 2B, 2A, 2B. Do not take my guns. No problem. Not a political statement, according to you. No, it's that you don't like the cause. That's the problem. And the Grammys last night, when you look at the 2017 performances, Prince tribute, Mary Morris and Alicia Keys. Like, these are songs that I downloaded because the Mary Morris, I hadn't even heard of her. Started listening to her. Beyonce performed. Chance the Rapper, Ed Sheeran, Adele performed. Bruno Mars. This year you had Kendrick, Kesha, and Bruno and Cardi B, and Childish Gambino. And then after that, it was all downhill from there. That's why the ratings were down. Like, let's not try to make stuff into something that it's not. Like, we keep getting caught up and we keep getting fooled into believing that. Stop it. Stop believing it. Stop believing it. I am actually in talks with my wife right now. Like, let's just, and the other thing that you have to add in is the fact that people are cutting the cord. Let's just be real. I just had a discussion with my wife because we pay like $300 and some odd, like $379 a month for cable, internet, and phone. That's what we pay a month in cable, internet, and phone. And now YouTube TV is out. Hulu's got TV. So then I figure I can get everything that I need. Get rid of all these damn boxes, all of this for $150 a month or less. So guess what George Reister's doing? And I can still keep my DVR, but these things are no longer metered. Guess what? That's what we're doing. These are decisions that are not factored into ratings and all that. Yes, me and my wife are doing this. That's what happens. This is life. So stop making it about something that it's not. Now to go on, next thing up, Michigan State. Actually, before we even get to Michigan State, I want to go over something that I missed last week. I missed last week the Baseball Hall of Fame. January 24th, I was looking forward to this day because I knew that Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens were not going to get into the Hall of Fame. And I knew that I was burning on that. Because the fact that Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are not going to the Hall of Fame. Actually, the fact that they didn't go into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot is criminal. But the fact that they are not in the Hall of Fame now, didn't make it in this year, absolutely ridiculous. How on earth can you possibly have a Hall of Fame without Baseball Hall of Fame without two of the greatest players of all time in Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens? Please explain to me that. Oh, they cheated. They destroyed the game and all of this. Okay, let's just break this down. Let's just start with the fact that you already have people in the Hall of Fame who have used steroids or used performance-enhancing substances. You have Mike Piazza in there, first of all. I mean, and you have the commissioner, Bud Selig, in, who presided over the entire fiasco that was the steroid era in baseball. So you already have those two dudes in. You got Jeff Bagwell. Like, these are people who people have told on them for doing it, but you think that we should keep Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens out. Here is how you determine whether a player should be in the Hall of Fame or not. Can you answer one question? Can you tell the history of the game in that era with or without that person? If you can't tell the history of the game without the person, then they absolutely have to be in the Hall of Fame. You can't leave them out just because you don't think they're a good guy or they did something wrong. There can be absolutely no moral requirements for the Hall of Fame. None. None. You murdered somebody, so what? What did you do between those lines? Tax evasion, so what? What did you do between those lines? I get that it doesn't feel good to our moral compass, but the integrity of the Hall of Fame is about the greatest players to play the game. And then when you consider who's already in the Hall of Fame, you got Cap Anson, first baseball player manager with the White Sox, wanted to keep the color line. You got Ty Cobb, racist, one of the biggest racists in sports history, and an attempted murderer. You got Wade Boggs, sex addict. You got Babe Ruth, womanizer, drinker. I mean, come on, man. Like you really just put in Tim Raines a year ago. He testified for playing on cocaine, had a vial on the field, $40,000 a year on drugs, but he's in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he should be, because there should be no moral requirement for the Hall of Fame. Oh, he wasn't a good teammate. T.O. wasn't a good teammate. Who cares? Why does it matter? Why do any of these things matter? I understand where some people are going to say, well, do we want to glorify people who do the wrong things, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you don't want to put a statue of them in front of a school. You don't want to name a school after some of these guys. So what? Do they belong in the Hall of Fame for what they did on the field? Yes. Let me give you a newsflash. Ken Griffey Jr. to the media was a jerk, an absolute asshole. But does he belong in the Hall of Fame? Yep, he almost got in unanimously. It's a popularity contest. And Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens should have led the class their year. And the fact that baseball and now football with Terrell Owens are trying to punish people. Well, Terrell Owens is a whole separate category because he did nothing wrong. But with Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, the fact that you want to punish these dudes for something that the game allowed. I mean, like, let's keep it real. Baseball had the strike, 94, 95. Had the strike. Baseball's dying. Then you got Mark McGwire, Sosa hitting all these home runs. Barry Bonds comes back the next year, hits all these home runs. Chicks dig the long ball. Everybody's loving baseball. The owners know players are taking PEDs or steroids. The managers know. Other players know. More than half the league is using. Trainers know. Commissioner knows. And then after, on the back end, it comes out when Canseco's book, now the Mitchell report is formed. Now baseball wants to turn its back on its players. Ooh, look what you did. How whack is that? I mean, that's literally like me and you decide to commit a crime. I get caught and then I snitch on you. How awful is that? Like, you are a horrible human being at that point in time. I understand you're a criminal and there's no honor among thieves, but like, let's at least have some integrity. Like, baseball is losing all of its integrity by not making sure that Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are in the Hall of Fame. Losing its integrity. Oh, we're protecting the game. We're protecting the stats, blah, blah, blah. You can't protect it. This happened. You allowed it. And I'm going to tell you, in life, one way that you get screwed up in life every single time is when you get to trying to explain stuff. When you get to trying to get into the minutia and the details of stuff and explain why stuff happened. Baseball could have solved itself. It could have saved itself a lot of headache and say, you know what? We screwed up. We had a PED issue. And guess what? We're putting in strict testing. We're going to do something about this. We're going to get it changed. We're going to get it stopped. But did they do that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Baseball didn't do that. They took the coward's way out and pointed the finger at the players. And now you have some of the best players of all time. Barry Bonds could very well be the best hitter in baseball history. The people who pitched against him say so. Roger Clemens, Cy Young say that he's one of the best of all time. And you're going to tell me that they don't belong in the Baseball Hall of Fame because some old-ass writers who are stuck in fuddy-duddy, stuck in the mud, and the young people who are saying, oh, we need character in the Hall of Fame. There's no character in the Hall of Fame already. You can't make it a moral, you can't put character requirements on getting in the Hall of Fame. There are no character requirements for being a great player. You're either great on the field or you're not. I mean, there is no in between. You're either great or you're not. I mean, how on earth can we possibly try to put character requirements on the Hall of Fame? That's the stupidest thing that I've heard. I mean, it's the dumbest thing. Oh, but it doesn't feel good to the kiddos. Well, you know what? Sorry. They need to understand too. They don't get participation trophies, and you get in the Hall of Fame for being a great player, not just for not the good guy Hall of Fame. Start a good guy Hall of Fame. You want good guys to get in. Some people who are not good people, though. The people at Michigan State and USA Gymnastics who turned a blind eye to Larry Nassar. I talked about this before, but Larry Nassar's going to jail. I get it. Victim impact statements, throw the book at the dude, hang him publicly. Like, that's fine. I have no feeling, there's no sympathy, there's no nothing for Larry Nassar. But you do know what I hate more than the fact that what Larry Nassar did? I hate the fact that you have all these people, right? The thing I hate more, even more than Larry Nassar, what Larry Nassar did, is the fact that you have people who are not being punished for their role in the situation. They're not being punished. I understand that some of these people are losing their jobs. Losing your job, losing your livelihood is a big deal. It is. I 100% agree. That is a big deal. However, when you consider how many women, how many families were impacted by Larry Nassar, by Michigan State in this situation, and the NCAA by turning a blind eye to sexual assault allegations, to rape allegations, to all of this. Do you realize how awful that is? How many families are impacted? And I don't mean just the families of those young ladies. Those are hurt people who then go on and have families and hurt other people and take their hurt. I mean, like, this hurts generations. So just getting fired for for either paying women off to stay silent, or I mean, you are literally complicit in what Larry Nassar and anybody who committed sexual assault did. So, in my opinion, you should go to jail as well. So if you covered it up, yes, you got to go, buddy. You got to go. And I heard somebody say, because Michigan State's athletic director and their president of their school, chancellor, president of the school, whatever it is, that they resigned. And somebody said, well, the principal at a school doesn't resign because, principal at a school doesn't resign because the teacher has sex with a student. You are 100% right. The principal shouldn't be punished for what the teacher did. However, if people report what the teacher's doing to the principal and then the principal does nothing, the principal's got to go. And the principal at that point in time is complicit and actually aiding and abetting a criminal. So if you aid and abet somebody who's abusing children, your ass should go to jail too. I mean, I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. Then there are people who are going to say the sexual, aside from Larry Nassar, because nobody believes that none of these allegations are made up. But the sexual assault allegations at Michigan State, they're like, oh, well, some of these are made up. Some of these, okay, even if you say that that's true. Because there is an element of he said, she said when it comes to college, sexual assault, rape, all of that stuff. A lot of he said, she said, a lot of factors that go into it when there's in college, particularly alcohol, there's shame, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into it, particularly in college sports. So why on earth, would I think that, okay, one or two allegations, all right, okay, Mark Emmert at the NCAA, yeah, I know that I have a tough time with some of the stuff you do or don't do. But the fact that it's not one or two allegations. This was like 37 at Michigan State and nobody did anything. Yes, head should absolutely roll. Head should absolutely roll. And can anybody give me this? Mark Emmert is the head of the NCAA. I'm always on him and the NCAA about the transfers, blocking kids' transfers, not paying the players, inconsistent rulings, vacating wins, doing all this stuff. But then also you're not supposed to educate the players. Like at North Carolina, you can't discipline them for giving players fake classes, all of this stuff. So the question I ask is, what is the purpose of the NCAA? If you're not going to educate the players, if you're not going to pay the players, you block their transfers, everybody gets paid except the players, you vacate people's wins, you inconsistent rulings, you don't hold schools accountable, you overpunish people like Penn State when you didn't have jurisdiction. I mean, what is the actual purpose of the NCAA? The players at this point in time just need to unionize. You would be better off having a collective bargaining agreement with the NCAA. Having your own lawyers, having all this stuff, because the way that it's working right now absolutely sucks. Sucks for everybody. And Mark D'Antonio and Tom Izzo at Michigan State, people are backing them up. I hope that they are going to be proactive and do the right things. I mean, because from the outside looking in, these look like two high character individuals. They do. They can't, adjudicate cases. Somebody accuses somebody of sexual assault. They have to report it. Let the legal system handle its business. Let the school handle their business. But let's not act but let's hope that we are protecting our women and we're also protecting our young men. Because just because somebody accuses you of something doesn't make it true. Just because, and nobody also has the right to rape you. Nobody has the right to sexual assault you. So both of these things have to live and exist in the same time. And right now, they're not living and existing in a healthy way for both sides. It's guilty until proven innocent. But before that, it was, we don't really care about your problems. So hopefully it balances out and gets to where it needs to be sooner than later. The number one question, though, I got this weekend on Twitter and in real life was, Are you going to watch the Pro Bowl? Did you watch the Pro Bowl? No. No, I did not watch the Pro Bowl. I'm sorry. This is the truth. I did not watch the Pro Bowl. I do not watch the Pro Bowl. The problem with the Pro Bowl for me is that it's an exhibition game. And it's impossible to make football an exhibition game, like a fun trick shot game. Same with baseball. There's only so many things you can do. Baseball, you got to pitch the ball, hit the ball. There's no behind the back, off the backboard passes like you can do in basketball. And even the NBA All-Star game is boring at sometimes. So I get that it's cool to have the All-Star games. Maybe you need to televise I think the skill portions of them are much more valuable than the actual All-Star game itself. I like to watch the skills competition at the Pro Bowl. I'm in on that. I want to see a baseball skills competition besides the home run derby. That would be fun. The NBA Saturday night, very fun. Slam dunk contest, three-point contest, the skills contest. I'm in on that. I'm out on the All-Star games, though. The All-Star games themselves are pointless. You can't make them fun. The NBA is trying this year with the mixed-up teams. We'll see if they can salvage something. But, yeah, it's not the actual, it's not the greatest thing in the whole world. It's not. They're just not. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, though, this team could be in trouble. They got a couple All-Stars in Kevin Love and LeBron James, team captain LeBron James. And this team has been in disarray. You know whose fault it is? It's a short man. It's Isaiah Thomas's. He's everything that is wrong with the Cavaliers right now. Reports came out that he called out Kevin Love. And I just thought that was absolutely insane. Isaiah Thomas, you're the new dude. You just got here. Kevin Love has been part of this team and a champion before. He's been to 3 straight finals, and you're questioning this dude where this dude was. I'm not in with it, bro. I'm not in with it. You're getting too big for your britches, and your britches ain't that big already to begin with. Got little britches. I mean, come on, man. You're out. I mean, to call somebody out like that, you actually have to be and get respect in a locker room. You actually have to be playing well. Isaiah Thomas is not playing well. Then you call out Kevin Love and you expect this to go over well. If I'm Kevin Love, man, I'd have told you to shut the hell up. I'd have been like, man, if you don't get your little self out of my face, man, I'm not fooling with you. I got nothing for you, little man. This is exactly what I would have told him, because under no circumstances am I getting ready to sit up and listen to a 5'8" man ridicule me about my basketball game. Not happening. You ain't gonna sit up and question me, 5'8", man. I mean, it's just the truth. The Cavs have too many agendas right now. You got Isaiah Thomas. He wants a $200 million contract, which only a fool would give him. You had Tristan Thompson having a baby with a Kardashian. That's already enough, trying to figure out his next move and them planning his life. You got Shumpert, who knows where Shump's head is at right now, because he's potentially getting traded. He knows the Cavs don't really want him. He's trying to play, all of this stuff. You got J.R. Smith. Can't find a shot, can't throw a penny in the ocean until last night when he went 4 for 7 from the three-point line. This is what's wrong with the Cavs, man. They got too many agendas, and it starts with Isaiah Thomas. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. You guys, Unafraid Show, right or wrong. We were gone for a minute. Got so much stuff planned for you guys coming up. Yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me. You guys, the podcast is on TuneIn. Podcast is on iTunes. Make sure you download it. Tell a friend. Share it. Peace out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.